Welcome. This is Grammy Queen. If you're joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we are having fun with words and numbers, and so much so that we're having another presentation just to really encapsulate another point on this number 10 that we have found. Why we found out the correlation with the two animals that were used as sacrifice in Genesis with the children of Israel. So going into the promised land, or the ones that Christ had replaced as coming to die and performing the sacrificial act on our behalf. So basically, what has helped us to do this is that I was looking at the zodiac signs, or that really correlates with the number 10. And what I did find out is it's the match in the sense that Taurus, of course, equals 19. And when we add 1 and 1 plus 9 together, of course, that gives us 10. And then straight away I thought, oh, well, that's why that they were having the sacrificial ceremonies with the bull in the scriptures. Okay, and then of course that gave me some insight with the lamb. Of course, the Lamb of God who takes away the sins of the world. So we know that lambs will really the main things that were called or used for sacrifice in the scriptures. In fact, after a while, it seemed like that God was not really approving, or God did not approve of the children of Israel giving or the sacrifice of bulls. And on one part, I think it was because in certain texts, where it says, and then it's as if when you have confessed and given and forgive, you are forgiven for your sin, and then it would say, and then I can give sacrifices of bulls and offerings. So basically there were times in that according to that text, there were times that the bulls were accepted, but it has been the interplay with bulls and lamb. But I think lamb has been that thing that has been required, and it was spotless and it's more docile. And so we see that the relationship between the bull and the lamb had been something that God had required for sacrifice. I'm not sure if it was God had required the bull for sacrifice, but it seemed like it was acceptable according to one of the Psalms that I have read, where it says, as I say, that then after doing whatever things that you have done, then the bulls, the sacrifices of bulls and offerings would be accepted. Okay, so bulls were very much accepted or presented. So what I thought was very amazing, and I have done a presentation on this already, but I meant to really show how this really tie in very nicely, and I just wanted to really emphasize this. So bull and lamb both has four letters. Now the four, of course, I am thinking that four is of four dimensions and four seasons, four elements that we are created. So all these four are presented here. The B I found very interesting. I have done quite a few on few presentations on the word, or sorry, the letter B and its construct. So if you are new to this, you can check any of my presentations that shows the bee as Bible or beehive, and that will show how the bee is really so the letter B is like a beehive. It takes in and sucks in so much that there is no end to it. So if you have a B like this and you have a 3, which is 13, so basically we could say that the B is a construct of Christ and the disciples. So Christ, the Lamb, and of God, but it's the B is a construct of the disciples. And so if we join this here, we can see how the B is formed. And I've also showed this in other presentations, as I say. And you could add a numerical value of E, which is 5. On top of this would be 5 and 13 would be 18. So basically, this is just giving how the energy, we are talking about vibrational energy, how it is sucked into this equation right here. So this B can also have an L on it here. It can have another B because it's a beehive, and the beehives, they work as well, forgot the word, but they a group, yeah, they're soldiers. Okay, and then you could have E here. You could also have F in here, and it's all how the energy is really tapped into this vibration. So basically, it's like saying, even in the word sacrifice, it's telling, or it carries the an extent of endless energy that has been connected with this, with the word sacrifice, or the act of sacrifice, but the symbol of sacrifice, if you like. So there we are. We have this two L's here. So as I say, with the B, the L's could be here as well. What I found very interesting is that we have 2 and 3 at either end of these here. So we have 2 and 3, and they alternate. So 2 plus 3 is 5, and this is why I say Mother Eve comes alive in this. Mother Eve's presence is felt here. And in this B, of course, the B, of course, denotes breast, that which nurtures, that which gives, that which provides, that which protects as well. Because when there's the B, there's an agreement, and the B is bond. There's the mother's breast, there's buttocks, and everything is really part of that hair. So it does make me really wonder about the essence of sacrifice in this sense, because it has got the flip side to it, which can be taken another context to for whatever essence anyone wants, really. So there we are. I'm going to do this in contrast. So we have the lamb, basically the bull and the lamb. So the lamb here, and they just go in circles. So basically, I'm not sure they will different from one another at all. That was what was happening here. So it was either, and there's another thing that happens as well. We can understand the different reasons why the lamb would seem a more appropriate offer for God in that sense. Because if you remember, we said the I am that I am. So basically the I am that I am is also part of her in this. The word that constitutes 13, the numerical value of 13, which comes in the B. So that is really in the B. That is her. The word that, T-H-A-T. Let's take the 7 away, because we are not dealing with 7 anymore. We are looking at so this is 2, 8, 1, 2. When we add this together, this is 13. So this 13 is what happens. That's what 13 is about here in the Lamb. This is the 13. I have talked at length in my earlier presentations with this. And in the 13, this is where Christ at the table with the Last Supper had this agreement with his disciples. As long as you break of this bread and you drink of this wine, you are having my body and my blood. So that was what was there. They had to remember, and it says, remember. There's another thing I also want to have this presentation on the word remember. It's very profound. So, and then we have in the middle.